Welcome, everyone. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Dino Mendoza, co-founder, CEO of E Pluribus Unum. We are excited to learn more about the organization's mission, its innovative CLE token, and various projects and initiatives upcoming. Thank you for joining us, Dino.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So to start with, Dino, we are more excited to learn on your background, where did CLE come, and the upcoming projects that you are working on.
Well, CLE stands for Civil Liberties Enforcement, and it's part of the activities that our organization currently does. It's under the American Covenant Trust and a body politic referred to as For These United States of America Incorporated. So it's a veteran-based body politic that's organized, and it's for servicing the community. So the CLE was a natural utility token to include on the E Pluribus Unum platform.
Great. And, it's a heavy word, Civil Liberties Enforcement. Being veteran, what were the challenges, or I should, say that what brought this thought of bringing such a utility token to support the veteran community? And, if you could share some light on how are you going to, work with the empowerment and the facilities that you'll be offering with CLE?
Well, the thing is it's part of also civic education for us as veterans, but also the community at large. Most people aren't aware that constitutional law jurisdiction even exists. So that's the awareness that we're bringing. Civil liberties is what others would consider the Bill of Rights, the inalienable rights given by the Constitution that limits government's interference within the private lives of the people. So teaching that and then also demonstrating it in an ecosystem, a tokenization system, is the best way to actually demonstrate, to show and prove, how this actually is going to operate.
Great. So, as we are in an era where crypto is a term that sometimes has a bad reputation, or the market sentiments are not in sync with the crypto sentiments, and you are entering a space where this token, as the mindset goes, how are you taking it forward, or what is your approach with this?
Well, our approach is about community. So every individual is responsible for the same principles as the neighborhood would be, or the town would be, or the state would be to a nation. And the relationship has to be brought out. So what we're looking at doing is showing how the individual can recognize their responsibility by utilizing the tokens on the system, and being able to interact and also rely on different elements of the community to be responsive to it. So we're not relying on what they consider to be administrative law agencies. Administrative law agencies are the ones that give permission, whereas what we're talking about is practicing, recognizing our own right to do certain things, and not rely so heavily on government.
Great thought and great initiative, I must say. So, my next question to you would be that how, you could differentiate CLE from the other cryptocurrencies.
Well, as a utility token, it's actually going to be um, different than, say, a security token. It's not, the value of it is actually in its use. So by first purchasing or supporting the CLE token and having those tokens available, that in itself supports the initiatives and the projects. It adds to the building of services from roadside service, which is a community-based um, uh, program, as well as rideshare and security and surveillance. So those tokens are used to actually compensate the veteran, but also be in exchange for the service that they receive. So it being utility means that it will benefit and actually um, not just the veteran, it also comes back to benefit those who are token holders within the community as well.
Mm-hmm. Nice, very nice. So, as we are there on the website, and I mean, if you could help the viewers, on how they could support the initiative and support CLE.
Well, having a decentralized wallet, whether
Mm,
it's Trust, MetaMask, or Exodus, um, is recommended. And having available BNB, which is the Binance Smart Chain, which the platform E Pluribus Unum
mm,
is exchange and trust network is located. Um, and then navigating to our website, they will come to the support CLE. And once they do that, it
mm,
opens up a page that will allow them to then uh, attach their account, their wallet,
mhm.
connect their wallet, and um, put in the amount of BNB, and it displays automatically the token.
Right, as
Uh,
we can see it on the screen right now. So it
right.
captures my wallet address and gives me, the conversion that if I'm putting one BNB, it would fetch me, uh, 1189 CLE tokens approximately. Yeah.
Yes, and it will automatically do that based on what BNB is going for.
Oh,
Um,
so we'll get the
so
real-time prices.
yes.
Right.
Now,
Great.
also there's a token address
Mm,
or contract, which reassures those who are uh, receiving the tokens in their address that
mhm,
it's actually located, is publicly monitored, and it's transparent, and it's also immutable. So there's no one that's able to change the record of their exchange with the platform.
mhm, mhm.
So it gives them a sense of security.
Right. So that's the website I have to log in, and then hitting the support button gets me support the CLE token for the veterans, right? So as we are talking about the veterans, Dino, what type of projects will the platform have to support the veterans?
Uh, well, first, we're looking at um, a division of ours. There's actually 12 divisions within our ecosystem that deal with uh, a um, home and land,
Mm,
also health services, health and human services. It really reflects all those um, positions that are held within the presidential cabinet. So we're looking at 12 different divisions in which we're going to approach everyone from the same standpoint, what their needs are. So as far as housing and land is concerned, we're going to be utilizing the token to actually build dorms or living quarters for veterans who are coming out of the service or having difficulties getting housing, and have them there. But also in exchange for that, for the housing, they're also going to be learning about constitutional law jurisdiction, and they're going to learn how to protect civil liberties, for themselves, but also for the community at large, and some of the activities and engagement that they can have with the community. We also, while they're doing that, we're also training them on the different services that we provide. So whether it's rideshare service, or whether it's security and surveillance, or whether it's roadside service, they'll receive training for that as well.
Great. Great. So since we have been stressing on civil liberties enforcements, a couple of times in our call. So how will CLE, or I would rephrase, how would civil liberties protect the people? If you could give an example to address the viewers.
Well, it gives them something besides their right to vote, and by educating them on civil liberties, it tells them what their responsibilities are and what type of impact they can play within their communities, and what. So the civil liberties are constitutionally based. So is the oath of office of every public official, and by appointment and also employment, so are other agency personnel. So they have to adhere to the supremacy clause of the Constitution. That means that they take their oath to support the Constitution. And it's for us to be able to check as people, as the people, to make sure that they're doing their jobs correctly. If there's a complaint that things aren't working well within our governance, it's our job to hold them accountable. And there's a way of doing that besides, picketing and walking in circles.
That's great. Nice to hear. One thing that comes to my mind, since we have been talking about constitutional law, what's the difference between the administrative laws and the constitutional laws?
Constitutional law is based on principles, natural law principles, common law principles of governance. And administrative law is the enactment of these principles. So it's actually subordinate to constitutional law. Now, this omission in understanding constitutional law is the reason why there's so many issues. I'll give you an example. So when you talk about laws that are created by the state or by the federal government, usually it's for the health and safety or for a commercial benefit. And what you have with states is ordinances and codes and statutes. And those things are designed to make sure that the public health or public safety is looked after. So when they created, say, for instance, the laws for vehicles, obviously there weren't vehicles, cars, at the time of the establishment of the Constitution, but the provisions in there for the states to create laws is also there, but it's administrative. That means that it has to follow constitutional laws. It cannot violate the rights of the people. And that's something that some of the inferior courts within the state don't really take in mind, because they're just following the codes and ordinances and statutes and regulations. But if anything is done that obligates the rights or interferes with the rights of the people, that's in the Constitution, then whatever laws or whatever ordinances and codes that are created are not valid. And it's for the people to be able to speak for themselves in this matter.
Mm. Oh, right. So, as we are talking about E Pluribus Unum, so what all businesses will be affiliated, with E Pluribus Unum, and how our viewers or the veterans could support this project?
Well, it's a consensus model. So a tokenization and the ecosystem is consensus. So there are governance and there are principles. So those businesses, they could vary in retail to services and what have you. As long as they adhere to and allow for the use of cryptocurrency on the platform. That means not just our tokens, but all other tokens, whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum or BNB or Solana. We want to maintain that type of exchange of value assets on the platform. So it's really open. We could build an entire ecosystem, economic system on the platform, from retail businesses and utility services. It's whatever you can imagine. But like I said, the consensus is that they have to adhere to the governance of the platform and also adopt cryptocurrency exchange practices.
Great. So that that brings me to another point. So this token that we are talking, the CLE, so it would be implemented across other industries or supporting. How's the approach like in this?
Well, we're going to be also open to other cryptocurrencies that have value, that are verifiable, and within the markets. So people who are in one particular exchange can swap or trade or buy, purchase, and sell with the tokens. The CLE is one token, but we also have the SJS and we also have the ACT tokens as well. So it's the allowance to be able to move between exchanges. So it actually expands services and expands options for people who are engaged in cryptocurrency platforms.
Oh, so that means it's not just CLE. So you have 3 more tokens coming after CLE.
Yes, 2. One is SJS, which is the Securis status token. Then the ACT, which is the American Covenant Trust. And we also have a stable coin. And the stable coin, the EPU stable coin, is also paired with silver. So this way, people who own the other tokens can go ahead and purchase silver and also be able to cash that in for actual silver. So that also protects the value of the entire platform as well.
Right, right. So, I'm sure you must be involved, in a lot of meetings where you would be addressing, veterans, people who are interested to join your community. So, any thought on, the community benefit from business sponsorships or vending?
Well, right now, In fact, you'll see a lot of it this weekend because of Memorial Day. But Veterans Day actually has 2 days in which it's celebrated. So there's a lot of sales going on, a lot of businesses that try to connect themselves with the veteran because of the honor and the service that they have performed. So it isn't going to be difficult to receive sponsorship. They're already doing it. The big difference is that their support is also rewarded because their support also gives value to the CLE token itself. So it's not just a one-time contribution. It isn't. It's something that begins to circulate within the ecosystem itself and brings up and raises up all values. So while they're also gaining in their commercial interest, they're also building the system itself. So there's so it's a win-win situation. The community wins, the business wins, the veteran wins.
Right. So as I see your logo, I mean, the side that we are, the token. So there are 3 pillars that I can see. One is law, veteran, and constitution. Where did you get this idea? I mean, the token, it looks very legit. Is it that you got the token design, patent? How is it?
Well, it's not patenting. We can't patent natural law and the Constitution, of course. And the interactions between them, how they actually perform within the ecosystem. It's a graphic image that depicts the dynamic and the importance of each element. So the Constitution is the principles that is supposed to be immutable. That means non-transferable and also not something that could be taken away or given. It's inherent. It's a natural right. And the veteran's responsibility to that is to protect and enforce the Constitution upholds its principles. So these are pillars of our society. It's what gives us the ability to, actually prosper within our society, but it also comes with responsibility as well. It's not just something automatically that you're given, and most people don't understand this. You don't have any constitutional rights that you don't claim. If you don't claim it, you don't understand it, you don't have it. So that's what also the token represents too. So it's the responsibility of the individual and their contribution, their involvement within the ecosystem that determines how successful and prosperous they're going to be.
Wow. Wow. So, we've been talking a lot about CLE, its use cases. How is it going to be supporting the community, the veterans, what all, the civil enforcements that you would be seeing, the liberties you would be seeing. What are there any other upcoming projects of yours, which we could participate, or something like leisure that you could, share some light on?
Well, one of the things that we're excited about is the Turtle Island Metaverse and the I amphitheater and the VR performances. And it's an amphitheater not just for known artists, but also for those who are developing, who want to become artists, whether it's in music or whether it's in comedy. So it's a way for the community to actually come in and really enjoy every aspect of that type of environment.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, so
Metaverse seems immersive. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you also have, the Turtle Island that would be coming with the amphitheater. And, when we talk about a metaverse, if I have to enter a metaverse, I need to, create my own avatar to enter the metaverse. And as we know the history of Turtle Islands, it was it is about the ancient tribes. So any correlation I could see with the avatar that I would be customizing, or I could see myself wearing those tribal dresses, moving around.
yeah. It's actually we're going to have immersive worlds in which different civilizations, not just here in the Americas, but
Hmm.
also across to other continents where ancient civilizations that were responsible, our ancestry, and some of the major accomplishments still yet to be reproduced um, within culture and within their traditions. So what we're looking at doing is unifying rather than dividing, um, uh, uh, more or less removing some of the lines and the boundaries that are created through, nation building, um, because it's important that we understand how much alike we really are, and some of the things that we want to accomplish, for ourselves and for our families, for our community. So
Wow.
we're going to be demonstrating in an immersive environment some of those accomplishments, some of those traditions, some of those civilizations, and honoring, those who came before us, but also demonstrating, in fact, when you say the avatars, being able to create an avatar is going to represent the past, present, and also the future as well.
Love.
Taking that with us.
Right. I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of that metaverse where I could, walk in with the, the ancient outfits, anything to more, personalization of the avatars. Like if I could use my own, the way I look, or the color, the skin. So is that also going to be a part of the customization?
Oh yeah, actually hairstyle, dress,
Wow.
actually facial features, even the shape of the head, you know. Uh, but also there's a highly customized option as well, where a person can actually get one that's just totally unique, um, and adheres to, their preferences, how they see themselves. So, and that customization is also made available for them to be able to do it anytime. Uh,
That's nice.
so,
Yeah.
and the thing about the avatar also, it's an operability. In other words, it can not just be used for the platform; it can be used on other platforms as well.
Really? I mean, if I
Yeah.
have an avatar on your platform, I could use it on any other metaverses?
Well, you know what? I think there's some programming and algorithms, but those that accept, the programming and coding, yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, that excites me more. And
Mm.
if I'm going to customize my avatars, I mean, like if I have to see myself, in the metaverse itself, how is your team approaching that? Is it going to be chargeable? Because, as you're saying, interoperability. So by interoperability, I mean that I could, take my avatar to the other platform. So how are you managing all that?
Well, all of that is we're going to be protecting the rights of the avatar as intellectual property,
Hmm.
uh, something that could also be loaned out to others. And when I say that is like if you're a performing artist, if you're a celebrity, um, protecting your name and your image and your likeness is very important.
Hmm.
So we also have the option to be able to do that as well, to keep it, protected and on file, but also available for use in other places as well. And also a tracking system to make certain that those very unique um, avatars are not just, utilized
Wow.
without.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of nuances and features within the platform and how it's set up. But it's interoperable in order to expand and grow and give more options for just about anyone who comes on. We want to maintain that, but at the same time protect the interests and the rights of people who are involved,
Wow.
in the platform.
Wow. So as we were talking about, there would be participation, there would be a lot of other activities on your metaverse. So, one thing that comes to my mind is that is this token CLE, I would be using the same token on the metaverse too?
Yes, actually, you can get merchandise
Oh.
from concerts, and you can purchase tickets. And actually, we're looking at the adoption of some of the sponsors and the businesses that do come on,
Mhm.
for them to be able to utilize the tokens for purchasing cars and property, and just about anything in that you would see in the non virtual
Mhm.
world, you'd be able to see on the platform, and it'll be accessible through their tokens. They'd be able to utilize and exchange the tokens for it.
Great. Great. That's a wonderful ecosystem you're developing. And I'm sure, as we are covering CLE right now, we would cover the metaverse maybe in the next episode, where we could have the detailings on the metaverse, what all offerings it has, and how, I could have my leisure as well as, I could utilize my leisure time earning money, playing games. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other features that you would have on the metaverse too, right?
Oh yeah, and some that just want to relax and enjoy the environment. We're also setting up different sites and attractions. Um, it, it's not just about learning and being entertained. It's also, just about being, you know. So we
Great.
have actually our Santa Monica Pier
Uh-huh.
is being developed with actual working roller coaster and Ferris wheel. So that's
Wow.
also another piece that
Right.
yeah.
Right. So whatever, things that I've been enjoying, the rides, the, the amusement park themes and all, I would be seeing all that in the Turtle Island. I I would
Yes,
I would be enjoying every ride sitting at home. Wow, man, wow.
and with the capabilities of the metaverse, it always can be added to. There's
Mhm.
there's no fighting over real estate because it's a virtual world,
Right.
and the only limitation is the imagination. And and we're going to be pushing our imagination as much as possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the things that we have been talking, it's all going in my mind. I think I'm on the roller coaster ride for now. Right. Great, great. I'm sure, as soon as I'm over with this, I'll definitely go. I'll ask my relatives, my friends, my people to support CLE and be a part of such a lovely initiative that, Dino, you have been catering. Just to share something more on the team, who all are there in your team who have been supporting you, who have been working day in, day out for your project?
Oh, we have Franco. Nunez, and also, well, she's always with me on pretty much everything I do. That's Kim Mendoza,
Uh-huh.
and also our project manager, Nerva DeRose,
Mm.
and they're constantly communicating the benefits of
Wow.
not just the platform, but just talking about, the importance of civil liberties and the enforcement, personal responsibility, and being able to handle your own affairs and things of that nature. They're advocates to see people grow and establish themselves in areas that they didn't realize, that they were capable of really operating in.
So, Dino, we're about to, halt here, and then on the second episode, we'll be talking more on the metaverse. Any message to the viewers, and anything that you'd like to add? So the community is excited, and we could have more people joining the cause.
Well, the message I have is that everyone benefits from this type of interaction, and it's about making the Veterans Day or Memorial Day every day,
Right.
because uh, by working with the community, the veterans actually are there to see to it that uh, the rights of the people are respected by those agencies of governance that have a responsibility. And it's only by cooperation between um, the, the individual, the community, and the veterans that we'll accomplish those things we want, not just on the platform, but off the platform as well.
Right. So as we've been talking about the Memorial Day, if you could, what's the history behind, how's the celebration, anything to add on the Memorial Day?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. It's a little confusing. I know Veterans Day is very specific. It says Veterans Day, but Memorial Day is also um, a way of remembering not just of the veteran themselves, but also the actions or um, the 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 actual conflicts, the challenges of a growing nation, and the involvement. Because around cities and around the nation's capital, they have memorials
Hmm.
to commemorate, changes within society and the improvements and the advancements and what have you. And the veteran has always been a part of that because to get real change, you have to fight for it, or work towards it, in times of peace. So Memorial Day is more than just barbecuing and, the day that all the pools open,
Wow.
or a day, to get brand new sheets for your bed.
Oh,
So it should be a reminder that we all work together, yeah, and no one should feel as if they don't have something they can contribute.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right, it was a pleasure connecting with you and talking about CLE and the impact, the the offerings that the token has, and how we are going to support our veterans. It's a payback time, as you always say. Uh, so any message for the veterans, before the Memorial Day is there?
Well, only that they're not forgotten, and they will they most definitely will see the change, of the type of support that they're receiving, and it's going to be more than just lip service. It's going to be actionable. And I also want to say to you, Comwell, thank you for having this, taking the time and having this meeting with me. And thanks to your team who worked very hard and very diligently, way past the time of clocking in and clocking out. They work to get things right, and I'm very satisfied with the work that's been done and the way that we built these platforms together. I just want to extend that thank you.
Absolutely. You know, it's been you who has been motivating us, because the commitment that you have shown, the way, even, we sometimes, it's difficult to manage time zones, but still, any message that we shoot, any support we require, you and Franco have always been there, especially you, who has been there for us, working on the project, any queries the team has, anything that has to be clarified, you have been there on the go. It's a commendable job, and the spirit that you're keeping, that makes us more motivated and more committed to the project. And I'm sure with hand in hand, with the commitment that we have, with this, with the with the support that we've got from you, this project is going to be one of it would be written as a success story.
Mhm.
Right.
And yes, I see a great deal of success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. So thank you, Dino. Thank you for being a part of such a wonderful conversation and sharing such useful insights on CLE. We look forward to connect back with you on the other episode, where we would be covering the E Pluribus Unum Metaverse, the Turtle Island. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Dino. Have a good day. Bye-bye.